Hello, amazing one. It's Laura here from the Body Mind Coaching Program. I am popping on here because if you haven't heard, I'm hosting a training tomorrow all about the conversation gap. And I had somebody comment on one of my posts, and I totally get their comment, but I wanted to come on here and talk about this a little bit because what they said, right? The training is all about really understanding the role of the conversation and how you communicate with your clients in your business, with your sessions, right? Your sessions, in your marketing, all of this is a conversation. So it's actually really important that you understand how to have a healthy, ethical, supportive framework in how you communicate and talk with your clients. And the person who put this on the comment, I totally get it. They said, "Isn't that obvious?" And I wish it was. I wish it was. I've also had people who went in the comments and said, "Oh my goodness, I can't tell you how many services I've received from other holistic practitioners that was ruined by how they talk to people." Actually, years ago, I wasn't going to talk about this, but years ago, I did a survey. Now, my dad is a statistician, so he always wants me to clarify this. I did a survey on Facebook years ago when I actually hosted one of my very first webinars. I think I hosted my very first webinar in like 2014 or something like that. Anyway, I asked everybody, I said, what makes, this is when I was still practicing massage, but I asked people, what makes a good massage good and a bad massage bad? And overwhelmingly, what makes a good massage good was that the person providing the service listened, communicated effectively. Like, it was all in the communication skills. And what makes a bad massage bad was the same thing. They didn't listen to me. They didn't make me feel safe. They didn't address the thing that I looked for in the session. So obviously now I work with holistic practitioners or holistic entrepreneurs, coaches, service providers, and the same is true for whatever services you provide. And I want to pop in here and share with you 3 common ways holistic entrepreneurs unintentionally keep their clients stuck in simply how they talk to them. Okay? So the first one is this one. I'm gonna talk a little bit. Well, this one goes for everybody, but specifically for those of you who come from, for me, I come from the massage background, and a lot of times we were taught to do an intake conversation. And maybe you have a formal intake with the first time a client comes in. But typically what happens, and this was my experience as well, and I should preface all of these by saying I have also done all 3 of these things. So no shame in that game. When you know better, you do better. So we're often taught, client comes in and we're taught, what's the problem? What do you want focused on, right? And generally, once you get to know a client and they come back in time and time again, that formal conversation gets a little bit more informal. And I remember my clients would just come in and be like, "Oh, my back is killing me." I'd be like, "Great, get on the table." What we don't realize, what we forget, is that what you focus on expands. And so when you are focusing the conversation on pain, on stress, even if the intention is to address the pain or address the stress or find relief from the pain or relief from the stress, you're actually giving your attention to the thing that they don't want. And that makes it grow. It actually ignites that particular activating system. And you're teaching your clients to continually focus and evaluate their pain which means they leave evaluating pain, monitoring pain, tracking their pain. So the other thing that I want to say about this is I love coaching, right? So for the coaches out there, we're in a fun little space in the coaching industry where so much of what we're taught, I remember like taking a marketing class where a lot of what I was taught is like, you want to speak to the person's pain. You want to, I went to a training once where the person said, find the pain, find the wound. And like, you're taking a knife and twisting it and pouring salt on it. And if you can talk about the pain and address the pain, that's going to make somebody want to work with you. And so for a lot of coaches, I understand this, right? I love business and marketing, but we're often taught like, what is the pain? What is the challenge? What is the issue with the client that has them seeking you out in the first place? And so a lot of times what happens is we want to help people solve the problem and solve the pain, but we end up getting hyper focused on that, and we unintentionally are keeping them in that pain. So the structure that I'm going to teach in my live training tomorrow is all about how do you actually move somebody through from the place of where they are to where they want to be. So that's what I'm going to be teaching tomorrow. It's really great. All right, that was number one. Number two is, this is a big one. This is a big one. Is a way that you keep your clients stuck is by telling them the answers, giving them advice, and just robbing them of finding their own solutions. This one's a hard one. I still have to really flex my muscles around this one. I've been around the block a couple times, right? I'm really good at what I do. And a lot of times, like how often do you have the client comes in? They tell you about the challenge. They tell you about all the things that are happening. You're listening, you're watching their shoulders go up to their ears. You're intuiting all of this information. And you know what this person needs to do. You see it. It's obvious. If they just did these 1, 2, 3 things, everything would change. So because you want to help them, because you're a kind person, because you are so wise and amazing, you tell them the answers. I know. I get it. I do it too. It's super hard. And also, we are robbing people of their ability to find their own inner wisdom and their own intuition and their own awarenesses. And for those of you who got into the work that you do because you want to empower people to take ownership of their health, their wellness, their relationships, their self-care, any of that, as soon as you tell somebody what to do, you actually are perpetuating the very system that you want to break, because they have lost agency over making the choice for themselves. And it does this fun little physiological thing where their head feels full and their head has the answers and their head's like, great, it's up here. I know what to do. But it's not actually what moves them forward. That is something totally different. And we're going to be talking about that during the training. What actually activates and empowers people to move forward towards the goals that they have. And I wish I could tell you that it's giving them the answers and giving them the advice. I mean, fuck, if that was true, all of us, right? We would live in a perfect world, because shouldn't with all the social media and internet and all the things, shouldn't we all have the answers to living a perfect life? I'm pausing for for the effect right there, right? So there's a difference, right? You can't empower people by telling people. Something else has to happen underneath. The third one The third one. You ready for this? You're not charging for the extra time you talk to your clients. You're not charging for the additional resources that you're giving them. You are over delivering and undervaluing the most magical part of what you do. And a lot of times, I used to do this. You give it away for free. Your clients cannot fully receive all the brilliance and value that you bring into your work without you valuing it yourself. Now, there is so much nuance to what I'm saying here. And there are ways, right? I know coaches, a lot of times the discovery sessions give away discovery sessions. There's actually a lot of amazing things that you can do with that, right? My team and I love supporting people and connecting with people. And we know that our value comes from our presence. So we value that. I remember, when I started my business and I had done my first coach training, I had my massage license, right? I was spending 30, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour over with every single client, not charging for it. And I was doing an incredible disservice to my clients because it wasn't just that I wasn't charging for it. It was that I didn't see the value in the simple thing that I was doing that was actually the most transformational part of the session. So many of you in our industry, we've been taught that our value comes from our physical doing. And I know for me, it was kind of beaten to my head. Like if you charge for a 60-minute session, you deliver like a 60-minute massage, you deliver a 60-minute massage, right? So that might look like if somebody pays you for a 60-minute yoga class, you deliver a 60-minute yoga class, or you deliver a 60-minute Reiki session, or you deliver that 60-minute wellness consultation. You deliver the thing that you say you're going to do. And then there's this thing that happens where the client stays after and shares. The client sends you the email. The client is asking you questions. You want to create all these resources. You're spending extra time doing all these things and not valuing it. We want so deeply for our clients to value themselves, and part of how they do that is by us demonstrating it, and then also them actively stepping in and claiming that for themselves. Now, that last one, there's an even deeper level that goes with that. And in the training, I'm going to talk about the hidden income, the hidden impact that is literally in plain sight in your business that you are not activating right now. And oftentimes it is coming through these small little conversational exchanges that you think are simple, obvious, and nice. They're not. There is so much power in little things you're already doing. And in fact, for most of you watching this, and one of the things that we love to do in Body Mind Coaching is we love to help you find this gem that's within you, that when you shift how you get paid, when you, my friend Richie Norton says, change how you're paid, change your life. So when you change how you're paid, when you shift that, when you simplify how you deliver your services and really own this magical gem that you have in your heart, the impact, the income, the ease, the freedom all comes from that. And it's not about more. It's actually about leveraging simple things that you're already doing. And this small little piece of this conversation gap that we overlook, that we undervalue, is the key to unlocking so much of that. So I'm super excited. I'm going to go continue to prep for my class. If you haven't yet signed up and registered, I put the link with this video, so would love to have you join me. If you happen to be watching this after I posted it, I'm sure we'll have a replay available that you can go register for as well. And I'm excited to see all of you there. We're going to have a lot of fun. And I also have some bonuses that I'm going to be sharing with you. So you're going to want to make sure that you are live on the training with me tomorrow. And I will talk to you all very soon. Bye.